Good morning. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm pretty excited. I feel like I'm always excited when I come on here, but I'm excited to talk about something a little different today that is actually beautifully simple, but so incredible to think about and offer you a change in perspective, some permission today, and talk about really one of the most, I think, undervalued pieces of having guidance, having a coach, and having a mentor. So I believe that we attract people that are similar to us in different ways. And so one of the things that I've noticed about myself is a lot of my clients are obviously very ambitious, very driven. They know they have big goals. Usually they're the ones stepping on their own toes. And they're also like hyper independent, right? And so independence is beautiful. And it is so important for us, as a mom, I want my kids to be independent. I was raised to be very independent, probably to the wrong side of the extreme. But that's a story for a different day, right? What I realize though, in a lot of conversations that I'm having with people who are current clients or potential clients or even friends in the industry, is that when we're thinking about hiring, if you are thinking about hiring a coach or a mentor, or maybe you've worked with a coach before and you're looking for a different experience, it is incredibly important to look at why you're hiring someone. And oftentimes, especially in the coaching industry, when we're looking for a mentor, we're wanting somebody to help us grow to new levels, we look at only that side of it. We look for someone who can help us achieve those goals, as we should, right? That's kind of the point of having a coach and a mentor, is you want to have somebody who has achieved something that you desire to achieve. You want to have somebody who you feel is very embodied in their work, who is teaching something that you desire to teach, who is living in a way that you admire. There's all of these reasons that kind of come together. But one of the reasons that I believe and that I know from being a coach for 12 years now is that accountability needs to be really move to the list of priorities when we're talking about hiring someone. It is so undervalued and unappreciated, and almost doesn't even, it's not something that's really talked about, especially now in the coaching industry. We've had this shift over the last few years to where the coaching industry and hiring a mentor, especially when it comes to building out your dreams, building out your business, expanding what you've created already, is about just that side. It's about, okay, I'm going to hire this person so they can show me how. I'm going to hire this person so I can learn from them, so I can develop new skills. And really, when it comes to getting the best results inside a coaching container, listen to this. It is really about being able to be held accountable and really having somebody who is willing to hold you to your word and to your goals. It's been very interesting to me because I think that there is some manipulative marketing that is happening in the coaching industry that is leading people to believe that they need to be self-led. And this term is really beautiful for a lot of reasons, because if I were to use this term and say, if you are a self-led woman, it would be in the way of learning to develop your internal compass, learning to develop and reconnect with your intuition, knowing that you can make powerful choices, empowered choices on your own. And that is what I believe is becoming self-led. But on the shadow side of this, and kind of what's been developed, is that people are making this call for, self-led women, and you're a self-led woman, you want to be self-led, with complete disregard of the reality that we need accountability. As people, especially as women, we need something outside of us, a reason, a purpose, some sort of accountability to show up for. That is something that is just human reality, right? Accountability works. And so when we're talking, when I'm speaking to you as an ambitious, driven woman who is hyper independent, and somebody's like, you're self-led, that it encourages more independence, which independence is beautiful, but hyper independence, becoming so independent that your tone, that your energy is, I don't need support, is the opposite of what the coaching industry was born and built for. So this industry was built to help people, to teach people that you can be supported, to be able to formulate relationships that allow people to grow into new versions of themselves. But that growth, the growth that is required to reach the next level of anywhere that you're going, to overcome the obstacles that are currently in your way, that growth that is required to reach that requires accountability. It's really cool because we see this a lot in the fitness world. And for any of you that are involved and train regularly, you know this. You know the importance of, I still to this day, my husband still to this day writes my programs because I want that accountability. I know that I am a hyper independent woman. I know, and you know, that you will show up for other people, but can you show up in the same way for yourself? Can you witness the fear, the uncertainty, the lack of direction, the lack of clarity, and still show up? This is why accountability matters. And this is why when you are seeking for a coach or a mentor or guidance, you want somebody who is going to hold you accountable. Because when you have that, you actually will get to where you want to go. And I don't mean in the sense of dragging people along. Because let me be very clear on this. If you don't want it for yourself, if you don't actually want it, if you only want it because you think it's what you're supposed to want or what somebody else wants for you, you're not getting there. It's not going to happen. Trust me, I've tried. I tried for so many years, playing different roles, wearing different hats, creating different things in my business that I thought that I was supposed to do, that everybody else in my industry was doing, that I would see successful people doing, that I was like, okay, well that must be the next step for me because that's what they're doing and it's working. But just because it worked for them doesn't mean it will work for you. And this is where we really get to address the reality that if you're going to create your own path, and this is what I learned, is that I was creating and have created something with my business and my life that I don't know anybody else that's done it. And so that is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to not have the answers. It's uncomfortable to not know the exact steps. It's uncomfortable to recognize I'm walking something that nobody's walked before, that there is similar stuff, but there's no copy. There's no manual for what I'm doing right now. And it's the same for the women that I lead. But in that path, in creating and forging a new path, you need accountability. Why? Because on that new path, what's going to happen is you're going to be afraid. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to feel uncertain. You're going to feel like, I'm doing this, but is it right? And that is why accountability plays a huge role. This is one of the things that I wish so much. There are only certain pieces that I wish I could take from like the fitness world and put them in this life and business coaching world, because in the fitness world, this is normal. You hire a fitness coach because you're like, I want to show up and I need somebody that's going to call me on my shit, that is going to, that I can show up for when I don't want to show up for myself. And so it is the same in this industry, whether you are crafting steps for your life, for your business, for a combination of both. If you do not have someone that will hold you accountable, you are likely not going to get there. And so this idea of being able to be self-led is beautiful. Yes, we need to be connected with who we are. We need to be able to make empowered decisions on our own without outside influence. But when we make those choices, when we make those decisions, when we say, yes, I'm stepping forward, walking forward into this, we need accountability. You are not, nobody is above having accountability. Let that sink in for you. You are not, and nobody is, regardless of their level or their success, above having accountability. Here's the truth. Accountability works. And so when you're thinking about the goals and the things that you want to create with your life and your business, the person that you want to become, and you know that it's going to be uncomfortable and that there will be uncertainty and that you will doubt yourself, if you do not have accountability in those moments, those will be the same moments that you shrink, that you pull back, that you don't make that bold post, that you don't advocate for yourself, that you don't ask for what you actually want. Those moments are the moments that change everything, and the exact reason why having a coach and a mentor is so valuable. It is wonderful to have a coach and a mentor that can show you the how, that can lead you through hardships, that can have beautiful, meaningful conversations. But if you have a mentor that on the days where you're like, I know I need to announce this new thing, I know that I need to show up in this way, I know I need to have this conversation, and you have somebody who can say to you, you need to do that. I know it will be hard. I know that it's uncomfortable, but you need to do that. It sounds so simple, and that's why I think we've almost devalued or discredited, or we don't pay that much attention to the importance of accountability. But if you're walking a path and every single obstacle that you come up against, you have a person that can hold your hand over, through, under that obstacle, you move through the obstacle. I have had so many conversations with women who are desiring growth, who are desiring to step into something new, who are desiring a pivot, an addition, an evolution of themselves and their businesses. But it's uncomfortable. And so I kind of observe and I stand back and I watch truly, because I pay attention to the women that I've had conversations with, and I see them months and even years later doing the same things, being in the same place. And that, to me, speaks volumes. To say, I want this, and to not actually go after that, the question becomes, why? Why are you not going after it? it's likely the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, the same emotions that all of us feel as humans. Which is why when you have accountability, not only do you move through that because you have someone holding you accountable, but you move faster. I had a conversation with somebody recently and it's been about, I want to say 2 months now. We had this conversation. She recognized that she really knew her purpose. She knew where she desired to go. She knew the clients she wanted to work with. She is currently working with a clientele that's not exactly one that she wants to work with. She recognized that she had offers in her business that were not feeding her soul. She knew in her head, in her heart, in her body, in her soul, that there was a call for something different, that she was desiring something different. And this is what we do as people. Let's just normalize that. And let me give you a permission slip right now, that if you think that because you started your business as one thing, as one niche, as one person, as one leader, that you are going to be that for the rest of your life, that's not the case. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to change. And your business can run alongside that. Your business can be a reflection of your human evolution. That is your permission slip right now. Because there are people that feel so stuck in a niche because they're like, well, it's working. Well, I've built success with this. And my question is, but are you happy? Are you fulfilled? They've capped their own freedom that they desired when they started their business. But in those moments, what keeps people there, what keeps people stuck, what keeps people from reaching their goals and their dreams is a lack of accountability. You haven't yet built the belief in yourself to go after what you want. You don't yet believe that you can actually have the thing that you want. But when you have accountability from someone that says, I see this in you, I know that you can, and I'm going to hold you accountable to taking these steps. Then you take the steps, you take them scared, you take them without fully believing, and you prove to yourself that it's possible. So when you're thinking about who you want to be, when you're thinking about where you want to go, when you're thinking about what you actually desire for your business, for your life, and you think about how long have you had that desire and not moved? How long have you had that desire and not said yes to it? How long have you had that desire and suppressed it and pushed it down, even knowing it was the right choice for you? This is where accountability comes in. This is where accountability shows up for you. And because I feel like you need this reminder right now, I'm reminding you that even though you are ambitious and driven and you go after things sometimes, you're also deserving of support. And having the expectation is just going that you should be moving forward on this, keeping yourself stuck because you're saying, I know that I have everything that I need for this. Absolutely, you do. And so why aren't you moving? Because you haven't yet built the belief that you can. Because you don't know if you take that step, what will happen. So when you are thinking about what your desires are, what your dreams are, what your goals are, can you be really honest with yourself about how long you've had that goal and not taken action on it? Because a vision board is beautiful. Writing goals down in a journal is beautiful, but they're nothing but words and pictures if you don't take action on them. They just stay right there. And if you're not taking action, the question becomes, why are you not taking action? In which my answer is, you need accountability. And not only that, you are deserving of accountability. It does not make you weak, less than, or not independent, or not self-led because you need accountability. We all need that in different ways. I consider myself a very disciplined person. But when my alarm goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to get up. But my accountability is I have responsibilities to my children in which I need to take care of myself. I need to work out in the morning so that I can then show up for them. I think that it's important for us to be really honest about what we're looking for when we are seeking guidance. It's important for us to be honest with ourselves about the pace at which we are moving and if we are moving at all. A dream, a goal, an idea is just that until there is action. And if there is no action because you are afraid, because it's uncomfortable, you need accountability. And accountability, if it gets you there, do you care when you get there that you had help? Because I don't. One of the reasons I am where I am today is because I showed up and I put one foot in front of another and I kept asking for help. For the next step, I'm going to need help. For the next step, I'm going to need help. For the next step, I'm going to need help. It doesn't make me less than. It definitely doesn't make me any less independent. And so wearing your independence as a badge of honor, knowing that you have everything inside of you to complete the goal, to create the goal, yes, this is truth. You are not missing anything. And if you're hiring and seeking guidance because you feel like you're missing something, you're going to be left disappointed. If you're hiring and seeking guidance because you want to learn something new, to elevate a skill and have accountability so you actually get where you want to go, you're going to see better results. You are not above accountability. None of us are. Your independence is beautiful, but also, how much faster could you get there if you had help? How much faster could you get there if in those moments where you didn't show up, you had somebody encouraging you to show up? I've seen this so many times. Accountability works. I hope so much that this has resonated with you today. I hope that you understand that it's not only okay, but necessity to have accountability of some sort to reach your goals. And if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what? I do want to expand. I do want to move in a different direction. I do want to say yes to my dreams and desires. And I do want and I'm deserving of accountability. When the door is open, I'm inviting you to fill out my application, to have a conversation about what this accountability can do for you, about what can actually be built when you are taking action, when you are stepping forward, when you have somebody in your corner with you. Anything is possible. Don't be mad at yourself because you aren't there yet. Don't be mad at yourself because you keep holding yourself back. We all do it. But this is an option and an opportunity to choose something different. This is an opportunity to have guidance from a mentor who actually genuinely cares about your success, who is invested in your future, who wants to see you win and is willing to have hard conversations, challenge your resistance, and push you into discomfort so that you can actually create what you want. so that you can actually have what you want, so that you can actually be who you are. I appreciate your time and your listening today. I would love to know, if you're watching the replay, what resonated for you here? Where are you keeping yourself stuck? Where, when you get really honest, are you like, I've had this dream, this goal for so long, and I'm just looking at it. I'm just sitting with it. And every time I get excited about it and try to step forward, fear wins. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, what's coming up for you. Send me a message. I would love to talk deeper into this with you. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you next time.